How do you measure personal growth to be successful? All of us want to continue to grow and grow and grow and be more successful. And I believe by developing those soft skills of personal growth, it can help you on your journey to be successful in any area. My name's Richardson. I'm a coach here at Life in Your Terms, and I make these videos here so you can do that. You can live a life on your terms and not be a victim of circumstance and choose how you live. So how do you measure personal growth to be successful? Well, I have a 4-step process. And maybe you feel like you aren't there yet, and that's okay. That's where I encourage you to take the balance wheel in the description below, because that'll show you some areas maybe you want to grow more in, like your professional life, your relationships, your resources, or your health. So let's jump into that 4-step process. Now, the first step, I believe, to really any problem, but with personal growth, it can be applied to that as well, being define or stabilization. So with that, we need to define what is personal growth and success to you. What does that look like to you? To some people, it's money. To some people, it's family. To some people, it's just moving up within a company and that status. Whatever it is, it's okay, but you need to define what does personal growth look like. If you want to have the best relationships on the planet, and that's personal growth to you, great. If you want to be so talented at a musical instrument or whatever it is, great. That's personal growth to you. But once you define it, and that is so key, to define it what it means to you. Don't let society put what personal growth is. It's what personal growth is to you. So define it, because once you define it, that'll go through our other steps. So then after you define what personal growth is to you, you need to look at what do you want to measure and what do you want to improve. So let's say you want to get really good at a musical instrument, and that's personal growth to you. It's like working on your talents. Well, okay, what instrument do you want to work on? Stuff like that. Or you want a super high net worth. Great. How do you want to do that? How do you want to achieve that? So look at what it is, and then look at what do you want to measure and improve, and then that's defining and stabilization. That moves us to our next step of visualization. Once we define and kind of get an idea and a general direction we're going to go in, we need to visualize what does amazing look like. And once you look at what does amazing look like, what does amazing look like 12 months from now, what does amazing look like 5 years from now in that area of personal growth. And you could go around the balance wheel. That can be super helpful as well, to go around the professional area, relationships, resources, and health, and look like what does amazing look like in those areas. That can be helpful to do. And then another thing with visualization is, once you're looking at how to measure that personal growth, reflect on your past successes of personal growth. So for you, maybe it's been growth in a family area and just being there for your family, and you can reflect, what does that look like when you're there for family, and how does that feel? Because then once you're understanding your past successes, you're gonna frame how your future ones are gonna look and how those will feel too. So that can be really helpful. So once we've stabilized and defined where we wanna go and what we wanna work on, then when we visualize and we look like a crystal clear picture of what does amazing look like. And I would encourage you to write out your visualizations, because that can be really helpful when it comes to achieving something. When we have it written out, I have all my visualizations written out. I have yearly ones, and this way I know exactly what that looks like, and I know exactly what I drive towards, and I'll make decisions in accordance with that. Now, once we do those first 2 steps, then third step of the 4-step process is to strategize. And with strategization, I would encourage you to set daily, quarterly, and yearly goals. The best way I've found to track daily goals is a 2-prong approach. So number 1, I use my sticky notes. On my sticky notes, it allows me to see exactly my to-do list for the day. And I know that I might not get all my to-do list done, and that's okay. But what it allows me to do is it allows me to know exactly what I want to work on. So with my personal growth stuff, it might be anything, and a lot of it is professional based in my current season of life, and that's okay, because that's what I want to grow in. So for you, it could be go to the gym, or it could be calling a family member on your sticky note, whatever it may be. Now, another approach, my second prong approach to daily goals, is to use my bullet journal. And with my bullet journal, basically how it is, it's laid out as every day of a month basically, and then it has boxes, and you just fill in a bullet if you did or did not do that thing. For example, this month is my time block, so I like to set an hourly goal that I will work, and then I have another goal, which is to be uncomfortable. Find a way to be uncomfortable every day. Those are my two. And what you can do is with those two, those are what I really measure my success off of, because this is a lot of outcome-based stuff. It's like did or I did not do it. But that is simply did I work? And I can completely control that process-based stuff. Some of this stuff on my sticky note takes way longer than I thought it would have, but I know that if I did my time block, I put in my process-based goal, and if I was uncomfortable, I put in my process-based goal, and those are my wins. So those are my daily goals. Quarterly objectives, I like to go around the balance wheel: professional, relationships, resources, and health. And I look at what are 3 goals about for each quarter in those areas, and then that's how I attack those. And then yearly involves my visualization that I have, but also it does the goals in those 4 areas again, and those are just bigger quarterly objectives. I find that very successful when I'm setting my strategy for personal growth, because it attacks everything and it looks at all the areas I want to be successful. So hopefully that's helpful for you as well. Then with strategy, what do you need to be successful? Do you need certain people in your life? Do you need certain materials? Whatever it is to be successful, like I said, with the musical instrument, maybe you need a trumpet. If you want to be good at the trumpet, you need a trumpet. So what do you need to be successful? Set that strategy and figure out how to be successful with your strategy. Now, the 4th step in the process is execution. With execution, we just need to figure out how can we execute and stay consistent on our goals. So how are you going to stay consistent? For me, it's motivating myself through that bullet journal and those sticky notes. I am pretty intrinsically motivated. I have a drive where I want to get stuff done. So for me, it's just writing it down and knowing what to work on. That helps me stay successful. For you, it might be rewarding yourself. It might be doing what I do. You just have to figure out what makes you consistent with something. Maybe it's making it fun. That's another thing. So figure out what makes something consistent for you and then drive towards that. And then also a really good question to ask in the execution stage is what barriers are going to come up. So maybe you want to play that musical instrument. Well, you probably can't play that musical instrument early in the morning or late at night if you live with people or you live in an apartment complex. So that could be a barrier. Maybe you want to go to the gym, and a barrier could be that your kids, you got to work around your kids' schedule, your work schedule. So it's identifying what may hold you back from being consistent and executing upon those goals, and that could be helpful. So that's how you can measure personal success or personal growth to be successful, and hopefully that was helpful.